Hello students. Today we discuss about the tylosis. So the tylosis is asking for the short notes. So these tylosis are the balloon-like structure and is developed in the xylem parenchyma. So when the xylem parenchyma is associated with the xylem vessels, then there is the formation of tylosis takes place. This is the picture of tylosis. In that outer layer is the xylem parenchyma, at the inner side xylem vessels, and on that xylem vessels the balloon like structure is developed, that is nothing but the tylosis. So this tylosis or the formation of tylosis is the part of the defense mechanism in or defense mechanism of the higher plants. When the any infection to the plant or in drought conditions, so what happens? So these xylem vessels uh, in the view or in the role of protection, they can suddenly drop off at the inner sides and they forms the dam like structure, so they can break down the flow of these flow of the material, so they can they can develop the breakers in the vessels. So these tylosis are nothing but the defense, or they can be protect the plant from the surroundings factors like in drought conditions, or sometimes with the infections of the other infections of the other organisms to the plants. These vessels will be suddenly drop offs and they forms the dam like structure in the vessel, so they can protect the plant or vessel cells. So this is the formation of the tylosis is the part of the defense mechanisms of the plants. The main functions of the xylem vessels is the conductions of sap. That means the conduction of the water as well as the minerals from different tissue of the plants. While these conduction exceptionally pathogens also get transported through this vessel. So to restrict the pathogens, these tylosis developed from by the xylem parenchyma. So as you know, the xylem is the help in the conductions of the water as well as the minerals. That means the conduction of the sap from different tissues of the plant. So when the conductions of the water is take place, through this conduction some pathogens are also enter in the plant. So for restrict these pathogens, these also sometimes the tylosis are developed by this xylem parenchyma. So the tylosis are only restrict the pathogens, but also it causes non-functional or death of the vessels. Thus, the formation of tylosis mean the formation of heartwood. So this is also a part of the formation of the heartwood. So when these tylosis are developed, so they can ultimately causes the death of this vessel. So if the death of the vessels is takes place, the heartwood will be developed. So this is the one of the important features will be developed by the plant in the as a role of the defense mechanism of this plant. This is at the right side, this is the LS of secondary xylem vessel showing the tylosis. So in this is the vessel structure. At their sides are the xylem parenchyma cells. At the inner side xylem vessels, and in that xylem vessels these balloon like structures are developed. They are the tylosis. So this is also the tyloses formation in vessels picture. How the actually these tyloses are looking. So these tyloses are nothing but the outgrowth or extra growth on the parenchymatous cells of the xylem vessels of secondary hardwood. So when the plants is traced by some droughts or infections, mostly these tyloses will fall from the sides of the cells and dam up this vascular tissue to prevent the damage to the plant. So these tyloses are developed as a protective mechanisms of these plants. Then next short note is uh, on periderm or bark, or which is also called as the cork. So how the cork is formed? The formation of the periderm is the characteristic features of the higher plants like angiosperms or dicot plants. This is also a characteristic features of the dicot angiospermic plants, in that when the during the secondary growth takes place in the dicots, along with the fascicular cambium, the cortical cambium are also formed. Uh, in first lecture, I have explained you, that is the when the secondary growth is takes place, the at the two position the secondary growth will be takes place at the vertical region and cortical region. So at the vertical region the fascicular cambium is developed, and at the cortex region the cortical cambium is developed. So this cortical cambium adds some cork cells on outer sides and secondary cortical cells on inner sides. So in the cortex regions, जो cork cells हैं, these cork cells will be added some or the cortical cambium adds cork cells on outer sides and secondary cortical cells on inner side. So these cork cells are larger and isodiametrical, thick walled, compactly arranged. So this cortical cambium adds on inner side secondary cortical cells. These cells are spherical, thin walled and loosely arranged. You have to see in this picture. So these cork cells, the outer cork cell, that are the somewhat larger size, isodiametric and thick walled, compactly arranged, and at the inner side, that is secondary cortical cells. These secondary cortical cells are somewhat spherical shape, thin walled and loosely arranged. So these cortical cambium, they add the cork cells on outer sides and secondary cortical cells on inner sides. So collectively these cork cells, cork cambium and secondary cortical cells are known as the periderm, or which is also called cork or bark. So this cork cambium is also known as the phylogeny. The cork cells are also known as phylem, and the secondary cortical cells are also called as the phyloderm. So this is the another names of the cork cells. Then cork cambium, cork cells and secondary cortical cells. So these functions of the periderm is the protection. As you know, the bark is the outer part of the stem, so it can protect from the environments. Look this colored picture. So in that, in the yellow color there is the periderm, in blue patches there is the phloem region, green is the vascular cambium, and at the center there is the xylem. So this periderm, it is the outer part or outer cortical region. In that the yellow colored is the periderm. So this periderm, which is made up by the three layers. First at the inner sides phylloderm, at between there is the phyllogen, and at the outer side there is the phylem. Phylem is the nothing but the cork cells, then phyllogen is the cork cambium, and phylloderm is the secondary cortical cells. So in this way these layers will be developed in the plants, and collectively they forms the bark or cork or periderm layer. Then this is also the pictures of the periderm. In that you have to see in the stem of the plant how these layers are differentiated. So in first there is a color picture of the periderm. In first there is the outer layer cuticle, then epidermis, then first cork cells, cork cambium, and phylloderm. So these cork cells or the cork cambium, these cork cells or the cork cambium is divided and they forms the cork cells and the phylloderm. Then in right side figure, this is the stem section. In that at the center there is the heartwood, then there is the sapwood, and after that there is the phylloderm. So in phylloderm is nothing but the cork or barks of the cells. In that at the inner side vascular cambium, and the outer side there is the cork cambium. The cork cambium is nothing but the periderms. Then next short note in your syllabus is the lenticels. So how the lenticels are developed, it is also asking for the short notes. So this first you have to see in this figure. So this is same figure you have to see in the periderm. जो periderm की figure है that is which is same figure here, but at the center there is the some circular shaped cells are developed, that is the lenticel. So first जो for 1 to 7 these points, sorry, so the first to 7 points from the periderm formation you have to same right here. After the formation of the periderm, sometimes the cork cambium gives the formation of smaller spherical cells which are loosely arranged, known as the lenticels. What's happened, sometimes the cork cambium develops some spherical shaped, smaller spherical shaped cells which are loosely arranged in the phylem region, and these cells are look like the lenses. So these lenticels, these cells are nothing but the lenticels. These lenticels functions like the stomata and it helps for the exchange of the gases. So you have to look in this picture. Color, I have also add some colored picture. So in that these cells will be emerge out from the epidermis layer of this plant, and it is come from this periderm region. In that at the inner side there is the phylloderm, that is secondary cortex, then phyllogen is the cork cambium, phylem is the cork, and then there is the epidermis, and in that the blue colored is small spherical cells which are loosely arranged. These are the lenticels. So how it is look in the plants? So these lenticels are the spongy, some small spongy areas on the surface of the plant, and they can help for the exchanging of the gases. So naturally it is look like in this stem of these plants. So some whitish spots are you observed on the plants. These are nothing but the lenticels. So this is some interesting features which are present in the dicot plants. First we have discussed about the first term we have discussed about the tyloses, then phylloderm or periderm, then next is about the lenticels. So these are some interesting features which are observed in the dicot angiospermic plants.